Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all those able to watch this. My name is Jeremy Sainsbury from Natural Power Consultants, a regular attender at SHREC. And firstly, I hope that you are all well and all that you love are well. I'm appearing to you this time instead of from the lovely normal surroundings of the SHREC venues from a lounge somewhere in Scotland. So let's hope this goes okay for you all. I think SHREC is a good forum to remind everyone that despite COVID and Brexit impacts on our way of life and economy, changing many things we have assumed as normal, there are fundamentals that will remain unchanged and help to create the Highland economy and environment of the future. I was pleased to be asked by David and Anne to give an update on the larger policy picture, the framework or the blueprint for the clean energy future. So let's remind ourselves what has changed and what has happened since the last SHREC and what is likely to happen before the next one can be scheduled. So from last time we have had quite a lot of activity in terms of legislation. There's the Climate Change Act for Scotland, requiring a net zero target by 2045, and there is the UK net zero by 2050. Both of those require substantial upgrading of, or should I say, increases to the ambition to deliver renewable energy. Since then also Boris Johnson has become elected with a majority in the Commons, and we have gone to Brexit stage 1. Or completed Brexit stage 1. Before the next SHREC, however, we are likely to have a Scottish general election somewhere in May next year, or just before May. COP26 is still on the cards, so that should be good for environmental focus in Scotland. Brexit stage 2, whatever that ends up to be, whether it's hard, soft, or still in negotiation. And then the Climate Change Committee will produce its 6th carbon budget. Now that is going to be reflecting the targets that are required to reach those 2045 and 2050 targets. That's going to therefore be a much harder and robust set of figures for delivery of renewables in the UK. And as a part of that, the government have recently declared that the contract for difference will happen next year, round 4, and that will include onshore wind and PV. So despite all the issues with the world today, we continue to drive the new clean energy economy. So that's a good positive. So how might this develop in the post-COVID and Brexit world? So, here's some thoughts. It seems to me that there's a consensus that the mountain of debt the country is accumulating and the global recession that has been triggered by the COVID pandemic will change the way we live and do business for a long time to come, if we ever return to what was deemed normal before. Austerity alone cannot address the way the country responds and bounces back. We have too large a black hole in our economy just to rely on austerity. The government is much more likely to play a role in core infrastructure going forward and convert some of the loans made to large business into equity, similar to the way bank shares were purchased as a result of bailing out the banks in 2008. That bailout, however, has done a good thing for us just now because our banks and their balance sheets are stronger than ever, and the Bank of England had a very attractive emergency fund which it could deploy to the COVID and Brexit ideas. So effectively, we are in a very good position to invest our way out of this process as and when we get clear to do so. It is clear that renewable energy and the infrastructure that supports it is going to be one of the new clean economy high priorities, and it's going to be a least regrets investment for the government in the UK and in Scotland. So what about Scotland? What are Scotland's aspirations? We've got the up and coming Crown Estate leasing round with an objective of allowing 8 gigawatts of new offshore capacity, floating and fixed bottom, by 2030, and a further 20 to 30 gigawatts by 2045 if floating proves itself. Much of this will be connected through the North Sea into the north of Scotland and through the islands, through the north of Scotland to the markets. So a fantastic opportunity there. But it's not just about large scale. What about small scale? A just transition for communities to benefit from new renewable investments is absolutely required. Air source heat pumps, electric vehicles and energy efficiency, all driving a clean way to for us to live our lives and to consume energy. Now it is time, if there ever was time, to create that plan and create that infrastructure, because that is the key to our future, both rural and national. Onshore wind and PV are going to be able to bid, as I said, into the fourth round of the Contract for Difference, and that will bring additional investment to the Highlands, which is good news. All of these opportunities are there for the taking. The Scottish Government is currently keen for input, both local and national, to help it plan the future energy solution for both Scotland and the UK. It's really, really important that the Highlands play a major role in the development of this new plan and the implementation of that infrastructure investment to unlock the potential for the Highlands of Scotland in the investment to come. The Highland economy can not just bounce back, but it can grow and thrive in a new clean economy. Let's work on that together and make that happen. It's certainly something I look forward to working with you all on in the future and delivering for our Scottish economy. So thank you very much all for listening, and stay safe. Look forward to seeing you all in person, hopefully next year at another SHREC or at some other event. And all of us at Natural Power wish you all the best for the coming few months. Thank you and bye.